Oh, man. The whole point is to share it on here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Embarrass the shit out of yourself.
Keep the conversation, as random as possible.
And you're doing a fine job on your end.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to JG's Lounge. I'm your host, Jukebox, and we are in for a hell of a show tonight. First off, a big thank you to everybody that's been supporting the show. We've been growing pretty steadily for the last several months with a big jump in the last couple weeks, and that's all because you guys are wonderful. And actually, I've been finding a big following on TikTok as well, going through lives, and that's actually how I found these two guys right here. And actually, Brodie beneath me, which I'll introduce him here in a second, him and I both found the guy over here on his live. JahBless, man, how the hell are you?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, dude. I think Brodie and I can both agree with this, that there's something about your show that it's just captivating. What kind of inspired you to do what you do?
What inspired me to do what I do? Well, honestly, the Almighty, Jah. I just want to help my people, man, and I want to create positive, I just want to create a positive atmosphere and hang out with like-minded people and change the world, man.
I think you do a hell of a job at it too. I think there's something about how you run the show. You give everybody an opportunity, and you even give them multiple opportunities if they don't listen before you just kind of boot them off. But why don't you kind of introduce who you are and kind of a little bit of a background, whatever you want to tell everybody.
Well, my name's Justin. I've had a rough life, just like many. And I had my ups and downs, trials and tribulations. And then I had that aha moment, the one that people call a spiritual awakening or calling from God or being born again. And life got interesting. I started to believe in myself and, clean my hands and purify my heart. And now I'm on a mission to unite with my people like you that are wanting to make a difference and help others all around the globe.
I respect that a lot. I think we both kind of just like to talk to people, and we like to do it live. And I don't like, sort of that, I don't know, edited. Like, I like to make clips that are edited, but the actual shows, I don't like them to be edited. I think that live feel is just amazing, being able to interact with people.
I agree.
Brodie, man, how are you doing?
Hey, dude, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great, man. So like I said a minute ago, you found Jah's show the same as I did, just scrolling through TikTok, right?
Yep.
And you've been on there pretty religiously every night, it seems like.
Frequent flyer there, dude. For sure.
So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who you are?
Well, dude, I'm a father, a aspiring artist, and someone who wants to see a lot of love in the world. I believe we all have that love in us to spread, man, and I think it's contagious, and I think that's why we all vibe. So I enjoy talking to people, enjoy spreading the good word, man, whatever it may be.
That's great, dude. I'm a father too, so I get you. We all are. But I feel like there's sort of a hustle in life. It almost feels like we're always so busy. So kind of finding the time and the spaces like this to just talk to people and get to know everyone and how they are. It's just a great experience. 15, 20 years ago, we would never be able to do this.
Ever. And if you're having a hard time finding the time, 24 hours in a day, you work for quite a few of them. You just got to push it that extra little bit, man.
Yeah. And I want to jump around here a little bit. So social media, kind of, how did you start kind of getting on to social platforms? Like, what kind of geared you that way?
So what started me, honestly, I'd always been on like Facebook because I used to travel for work. and I was able to keep in contact with the people I knew and share my memories and whatnot. And then when I realized that I wanted to reach out to the world and try to make a difference, I found that I had my phone, so did everybody else. There were platforms out there where I can use my voice, which is all I really have, and it's one of the most powerful things any human being could do is use their voice. With all these adding up, I just started hitting that record button and reaching out to people like you, man. And we're finding a way.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I agree. And you know, Brodie, you have a hell of a voice for this kind of stuff, dude.
Thank you, dude.
I'm sure you hear a lot about
often. Yeah, I do. I mean, I sound different to me than I do to y'all, but if you can handle me, thank you.
Well, I think that's a big thing. You said handle me. Being able to handle people and their conversations is huge for
Big
what
time.
all of us do. You know, we talk to anybody, and some people might frustrate us, but we find ways to kind of handle it.
Yeah.
Jah, I know that there's been a few times where you're like, hey, man, I really don't want to talk about this. Let's just change the subject, please. What is it that you try to avoid most on your show?
Personal stories. When people start talking about their day,
Right.
talking about what they're going to have for dinner. For me, that's not really what I'm looking to get into. Honestly, in real life, I'm not very chatty. Kind of keep to myself. I'm the guy at the soccer game that you'll find at the end of the field all by himself, just cheering on the team, avoiding the small talk. But
right,
when we start talking about our spiritual awakenings and knowledge that can benefit our people, those are the types of things that I want to hear. I want to hear how we can unite and make a change.
That's exactly what I want to hear. I like to just have a good time and relax and just kind of talk to people. And especially even with this show, like it might not be super spiritual, but I find laughter to be very just sort of get you away from the reality of life. So that's kind of where this show started. This show started the whole thing. Queen Good Vibes, thanks for tuning in tonight.
Dude,
and there's several of
Queen
you.
Good Vibes, yes. She found us, bro.
Yeah, she found us, man.
She is awesome.
And everybody that's tuning in, I appreciate you guys. So something that you do is you like to share knowledge. You like for people to share their knowledge. And what I do on these shows is I pick a topic, and I found something a little bit related. How do you guys feel about fortune cookies?
Do you eat them? Does anybody ever eat them?
So I was just going to say,
I don't eat them.
I mean, okay, this is what I think of a fortune cookie. When I crack that cookie open, it becomes useless. That little message in there, I'm going to find some joy with that, because those things are positive.
Right.
Now, imagine a good tasting fortune cookie, though.
What flavor would be good tasting for you?
All flavors. Chocolate.
Just not that one.
Just no flavor.
Anything but that one. Dude. Dusty cookie.
I actually did a poll for that question on if people eat them or just read the things, and it was like 60% ate them. I was kind of shocked. It was higher.
Ridiculous.
I can't do it.
It's like, who hurt them, bro?
All right, so we're gonna
a little nibble off the edge,
right?
Happen, but
I don't know. I don't mind the texture, but the fact that there's just no flavor, or not enough, it's just
Maybe you have to eat them for the fortune to come true, though.
Oh, is that why they don't work?
I know
that or Brodie needs to start writing those things.
Right.
Imagine
right.
Is that a job? I wonder if it's hired to write those.
Oh, somebody gets paid.
It's all AI generated.
It's all AI now. AI fortunes.
Yeah, they don't have to pay AI, so why not?
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to share 10 of them. I got 10 of them, and we're going to discuss them. How's that sound?
Sweet.
All right, here we go. First
that sounds
one.
Horrible, bro. No, just kidding. All right,
First one says, no snowflake in an avalanche ever feels responsible.
I don't think that's true. Imagine you're the snowflake that last fell on the side of that mountain
That caused it.
that caused it. How would you feel?
That's pretty heavy. I never thought about it like
Damn.
You just plowed through that town. You ruined my house.
you be apologizing to everybody like, man, I know I was gonna drop a few ounces, but I just couldn't do it.
There's 3 skiers missing, you know. Man.
Queen says, I'm sure they do feel responsible. You know, you're probably right. They probably do.
Yo, this is a cool little get down here. This
Definitely.
You like the
what
setup?
is she watching it on?
She's on YouTube, so it tells you. It says right next to her name, so it'll say if it's Facebook and it'll say if it's YouTube.
Dude, you're gonna have to teach me how you do this.
I've offered. I'm more than happy to help you out. I love doing this, man. I love being able to share stuff. You know, have you guys ever either seen an avalanche or been in the mountains, like, and questioned if there was going to be one?
I've been in the mountains, just didn't think of it really. I should probably prepare.
I've actually been part of an avalanche. I was that guy at the bottom of the hill, and all my problems were up on the hill, and they were piling like little snowflakes on one another. And those mother suckers just rolled right onto me and pow, flipped my world upside down.
Just on a random Tuesday, just smoked you.
Yep, just like that.
So my grandpa was a truck driver, and we were driving through Colorado, and we saw an avalanche take out a truck, man. It was like we were driving across a bridge, and a big mound just kind of just jumped off of like this like cliff, and just, I mean, took this truck out, man. It's crazy the kind of force behind some of those, man.
Man, I like the metaphor you got there, Jah, for the whole fortune.
Yeah,
here.
I agree. That's a nice twist. It's probably what they're trying to reflect on here, anyways.
Yeah, that's why they wrote that.
Damn,
it's contradicting. I think that you're right. I think that they definitely feel responsible.
I hope so.
You would think so.
I hope so.
If we go on the whole concept of, you know, everything having a consciousness, those snowflakes definitely know what they're doing.
Definitely. Maybe those like sociopathic snowflakes, though. They just don't. They don't care, dude. They love that they avalanched.
Right. Are you guys ready for the next one?
Okay.
Waiting.
It says, you don't have to be faster than the bear. You just have to be faster than the slowest guy running from it. I think it's heavy. I mean, I think it's kind of deceptive. I think it shows that humanity in itself is rough.
Couldn't you just run up a tree?
I think
don't know. Some bears climb trees, man.
I think all of those motherfuckers do.
Man. I mean, yeah, it's not wrong. You know,
it's definitely not wrong.
You run up a tree and you're in trouble, buddy.
Bob Levy says the fat guy.
Bob, what's up, Bob?
Hey, Bob.
Bob Levy's a good buddy of mine. He's got a lot of giving me a lot of support as well. So appreciate you, man. You're not wrong. Although I feel like I'm clumsy enough that I would probably trip and fall over a bunch of stems and like roots in the ground. I fall going up the stairs. So the fat guy might beat me. Just gonna be honest.
I just don't have the lung span anymore. I would probably be the last dude.
You're just gonna turn around and give him a jab.
You know,
fight him off.
Square up, dude. You know,
a little bit of a cigarette burn.
Ooh.
I'll turn around with you.
Firefly.
Put him up.
Yeah, I don't know. Would you guys run, or would you try to fight it off? I mean, I've never been in that situation.
I don't really like to play the old what if games because who knows, man.
In the moment, yeah.
In the moment, shoes are untied, step on your lace, fall over, The bear doesn't even pay attention to you, and everything's all
The
good.
bear really just wanted the snack in your pocket. Who knows?
That's
Right.
why.
Or it looks at you and it's like, too easy.
Too easy. Too easy.
I'm going for that coyote over there hiding in the bush
Right.
doing the same thing I'm doing.
Mhm. Bear wants to fight today.
I did. So I've been to Yellowstone, and I saw a ton of bears there, man.
Bear. Oh, Yellowstone's fun.
Yellowstone was a lot of fun. I had a lot of memories from that, man. There was a salmon rush. I remember seeing like just this river full of salmon. That was pretty cool.
Nice. Was the bear close to there?
Most of the bears that I saw were either like in campsites, like off in the distance, or like I saw a couple crossing the road. But none of them were like acting hostile. They were just kind of, I think they're probably just used to that habitat of just like tourism.
Right.
It'd probably be totally different if I was just out in the wilderness in Colorado.
I hear they're like wicked mean. So,
What about you, Jah? Are there any bears out there?
There's bears. Yeah, there's definitely bears. I stay away.
I'm guessing the hills probably have quite a few of them over there.
Yeah, they're cool. They do their thing. Hibernate and all that good stuff.
Right. So when this thing says that you just got to be faster than the slowest guy, do you think that that's kind of rough as far as like the mentality of how people are?
yeah, I think it's like a dog eat dog thing, right? Like,
Yeah, but I don't feel like everybody's like that. I think there's
not at all.
a lot of people out there that are supportive enough to kind of give a hand.
I think I would try to give a hand to the guy behind me,
Mm-hmm.
Dude, in the heat of the moment, you ain't
But I
thinking
don't
about none of this.
You're
stuff.
right.
You're
right. Booking it,
surviving.
dude.
Right.
Doesn't have nothing to do with that other guy, unless you're right next to him and you guys are working together or something.
That instinct is
But the
something
instinct,
real, bro.
Right.
Exactly what I was
She's vibing with us.
Being good vibes is always vibing.
Yeah.
10 times out of 10.
I definitely feel like if we're in like a zombie apocalypse situation, a lot of people are just fending for themselves at that moment.
Yeah. Yep. Those and the ones you love,
Right. Yeah. I think that'd be the toughest part of that kind of apocalypse would be like the people that you really care about if they weren't to make it, like having to kind of cope with that.
Isn't there zombies right now? You got living zombies walking the earth.
Oh yeah, just living day to day, just 9 to 5, back home, take a shower, go to sleep, get up, do the same thing over again every day.
Well, I mean, we all kind of do that.
I try to find the joy. I try to find the joy in each day. So I think, in a sense, I don't. I do, but I actually try to find ways to enjoy it. Let's put it that way. I try to be positive about it. There's people who just don't care. They're okay with being what they are.
I don't enjoy it, and I'm not okay with trying to enjoy it. I'm gonna change.
You know what, Jah? You are though. I mean, you're definitely changing it. I mean, your shows are fantastic. I mean, anybody should check out JahBless on TikTok if you have him. Or if you have it, he's got a great show. He does them pretty late at night, but he does them for like 6 hours at a time. What's the longest you've done a show?
Probably 10 hours.
10 hours,
something like that. Yeah.
We're gonna pop this off for a moment.
Maybe even longer. Maybe 15. I think I did 15 one day.
Man,
so I got disconnected in between, but I just went right back on.
Damn,
I'm serious about this, man. Like, I want to, make a difference and build something and, collaborate with you guys.
Yeah, it's great, dude. Like I said, I met you like a week and a half ago. We're already doing a show together. It's great.
Oh,
just like that, dude.
Because it's like that.
It is like that.
Brodie, how long have you been on TikTok?
I've been on TikTok. I think I made the account years ago, but just going through the lives probably the last 2 months, 3 months maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen the way that you do it, Jah. The way that you I've never seen people do the panel. Like, it's almost like a radio broadcast for the public.
Yeah. So my objective, I have so many, right? But other than learning what other people have to say and the knowledge they have to share, is I want to hear them in their passion and what they want in this world and what they think is going on, and how can they do their part to make it better, because we all have a little bit of that in us. We want to help. At least I think so.
Eugene says Josh sitting there looking fine as fuck.
Eugene, what up, Eugene?
Sorry for being so literal, guys, but I had to put some emphasis on the AF.
You do your thing, JG.
Let's get on to the next one, guys. This is just, we're just cruising along.
Okay. Let's go.
All right. This one we already did. Let's see. 3 can keep a secret if you get rid of 2.
I don't get it.
So it's basically if 3 people know a secret, one of them can keep it if that person gets rid of the other 2. Because
I don't know how I picked this one because I don't necessarily agree with it. I think there are people out there that keep other people's secrets.
Yeah.
I think that it's a handful, though. I think if you get more than a couple, then you got some problems.
Yeah, and it depends on what the secret is too. Like, there's you can't trust everybody with everything.
Right.
The heavier it is,
it depends on the secret.
What if you decide there are no secrets?
If you don't have anything to hide, then there's nothing to keep. I mean, yeah, I try not to keep secrets. I mean, there's things about my past that I don't like to tell, some people.
I got to the point where I just don't care anymore. I don't have any secrets. I don't care what you know or don't know about me.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing. And at the same time, who am I to tell anybody what you say to me or about you, about your personal issues in life? Like, It ain't my place to say.
That's fair.
I mean, I think more people than we give credit for actually keep secrets. But then again, you got them gossipers,
Yeah. Well, and like I said, mine's more like work related. Like there's some things I just don't want my work to know about. And as far as like the podcasting and my podcasting community, I get a lot of support from people that I work with. So like there's certain things I won't say on here that I would tell somebody off screen, if that makes sense.
Fired.
Which it sucks because it feels kind of shackled, but in a sense it's not. I mean, and I don't mind telling people any of my background. I just don't like doing it on here.
Right. It's public,
Right. Yeah. I like to have a good time.
A lot of things, aren't even necessary to speak of, right?
Exactly, because it doesn't make a difference in the outcome of it. There's no purpose.
So I'm also not big on holding on to memories and clinging to them, and because dude, we're done with that. You know what I'm saying? We lived it. We've grown from it. That stuff's over. Here we are today.
Right. You live in the now. You don't necessarily regret your past, from learn from it, kind of thing. Is that how you feel?
You can regret it.
I feel like I've learned a lot because of the past, like situations I put myself in.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that I needed to experience them to be the person I am, but I think that I'm a better person because of them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but can you say that about good things and everything that you've done?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess.
What were you going to say, Brodie?
I think it all happened for a reason. Like, I don't know if you guys believe in destiny or whatever, or fate or whatever, but I think it all happened for a spiritual purpose,
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Like, I think that we're all like meant to learn lessons in life and kind of grow as a conscious being.
Exactly, so, man.
We've all had our trials and tribulations, right?
Yeah. Yeah, some of them I don't want to tell, but
you don't want to tell?
I mean, yeah, I think we all got things that we'd rather just keep buried. I mean, I would own it.
That's
if
real.
I had to, for sure.
I wouldn't deny it if somebody brought it up, kind of a thing.
Yeah, but I don't want it to get brought up.
Right. That's fair.
So
you know how exciting it is to tell the truth, especially when you know you're going to deal with some kind of what you may think at the time is negative
Right. Like
responses.
you make that up in your head a lot of times, right? Like
Well,
90% of the shit you're worried about is not even happening yet.
right.
You know?
Well, and Ja, I think like you said, like, does it really matter like on the outcome of it? Like, if it doesn't, if it affects the outcome, then I'm gonna tell you. Like, if I'm going forward into like a relationship or something that where it's necessary to bring up something that might come up down the road, I'll just tell you. I don't have any problem with that. Like when I got married with my wife, I had 5 warrants out for my arrest. You know what she said? Let's get them taken care of before we get married. You know what? And we did.
How many you got right now?
None. Zero. And I feel good about it. It's nice to be driving down the street and not worry about the cop driving behind you.
Yeah, they'll definitely come back to haunt you.
I still get worried no matter what.
That's
I
right.
get
See
that
him
like,
behind me, I'm like,
yeah, like that, almost
fuck.
like that tingle, like up they're watching, but it's,
Like, oh, I've been here before.
yep.
Here we, you know.
I can handle anything this life puts before me. Let's go.
Right.
I do
Let's go.
want to know, Ja, have you ever like had or been confronted on how you look by people? Not that it,
Constantly.
obviously it doesn't fucking matter personally.
Well, obviously
You're a good
it
person.
does.
But to people, people judge by just by physical appearance.
So, yes, that happens all the time. People consider or treat me like I'm a bum, like literally. People come in attacking me, talking about what is it, racial
Appropriation.
appropriation.
Cultural appropriation. There we go.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
White boy this, white boy that.
Mm-hmm.
I could go down the list of derogatory terms they may use, but it's okay. I am fine with it, and I just know that it's due to their ignorance, and not in a negative way, but they just don't know, right?
Right.
So they don't know who I am, what I've been through, or why I do the things I do.
Right. So. And you kill the dreads, man. They look great.
Yeah,
dude, they look fantastic.
Don't cut it, don't comb it, and we're good.
How about you, Brodie? Have you had any like experiences where you've been approached just because of who you are, or?
Yeah, but nothing major. Just
gotcha.
You know.
Yeah. I got pulled over once. I was actually walking to work at like 5 a.m, and it was freezing cold outside, and all you could see was my eyes, and because I was covered. And these cops said, "You look like this guy who robbed the store last night." And I'm like, that literally makes no sense.
Because of the mask?
Yeah, like seriously, I don't know. It was just comical. It was comical. I was just at the end of it, I was like, "Look, I'm gonna be late for work now." So you guys, they ended up giving me a ride to work. So that was nice.
That's nice of them. Thanks for fucking up my morning, though.
Yeah.
Eugene
said
said
the back seat.
I sat in the back.
Oh, it's a trap.
Eugene, Ja said he will buy your beard for $5,000.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's not for sale.
That's more than the iPhones with TikTok on them.
Yeah. Dude, people are buying those things for a stupid amount of money. I don't get it.
Man.
All right, let's get back into this. Let's get into some more
let's go.
fortunes. Next
These
one
things
says,
really take us off on a trip as far as where these conversations are going.
That's the point. So the idea is to kind of trail off for a moment, and then these just kind of bring it back.
Oh, this is a good one.
I dig it.
Yeah. This says, if you think nobody cares if you are alive, try missing a couple of car payments.
That's real.
This is probably my favorite of all of them.
That's your favorite?
Just because of how, like, yeah, your existence to like the government and stuff, they could care less about you until you miss a couple car payments. But like, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's comical. It's comical because I feel like it's very real.
So what's funny though is people really don't show that they care that you're around. All of a sudden you're gone, they're crying and missing you. But while you're here, They ain't missing you. They ain't calling you. They ain't coming to talk to you. They're not hanging out with you. They're not trying to do a podcast with you. They're not trying to hang out on TikTok with you. But guess what? JG is.
Oh, I'm always
Brody
down.
is.
Always
Let's
down to hang.
go.
You guys have been so cool about coming on here too. Like I mentioned it, and you guys like, yeah, sure. Brody, like the next day, you're like, yeah, dude, I'm down.
Yeah, it's an honor, man. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I just love to
Good,
talk
good.
to people who have a voice and want to talk, man. That's the whole point of this show.
Hell
And
yeah, dude.
hopefully it resonates with someone. That's kind of the whole point of it.
Definitely, bro. Spark a brain that sparks 100 more.
Yeah.
What?
You know, spark a brain that sparks 100 more.
That's right. With love.
All
That's
day,
right.
dude.
Because
10 times out
day
of 10,
long.
all 10
every
of them.
time. All 10 of them.
All right, let's keep going here. The next one
Okay, let's
says,
go.
why not treat yourself to a good time instead of waiting for someone else to do it?
Why not, Brody?
Why not? Like a why not or why not to?
Well, I don't
Well,
know. Go ahead, Joe.
I was just going to say, let's go with the whole theme. We got the fortune. So I'm pretty sure it's telling you, hey, why not do it? You know,
Right?
like
Okay,
go
because it's
for
a
it.
fortune.
Because it's
Right.
a fortune.
Mhm.
I
Let's hear your
mean,
fortune.
man, it would all depend on the circumstance, dude. Like, you know, like is there something that you need to get for somebody that you love that they rely on you for, or can you treat yourself type thing? I guess it's about putting your own needs before or after someone else's, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that choice is circumstantial, you know.
Yeah. What about you, Joe?
Why not treat yourself to a good time? So I don't think anybody does treat me to a good time. What is a good time?
I don't know.
I'm kind of just
Do you
steady
consider
these
do you
days.
consider your lives a good time?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I
there you go.
do.
And you do that.
Yeah, we do that.
That's right.
We
Uh,
do.
and that's
I
kind of how.
couldn't do it without everybody that comes through.
Did you expect it to do what it's done?
No, I didn't. I mean, that's the goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I want more,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't really know what to expect. And how it's going right now is actually quite comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good amount of people. I would like more, but as long as it's making a difference,
Mm-hmm.
and I hear that it is. There's
Yeah.
multiple people. I mean, I would say 1 to 4 people a night take the time to share their gratitude for the space that's provided
Mm-hmm.
and the atmosphere we all hold there.
Right.
It's a positive thing. Love is in the air.
That's so true.
You
You know what?
know?
When COVID hit, I like the social interaction, but I also don't like the social interaction. So like when COVID hit, I found a podcast and I was like, what is, I didn't even know what it was. And I was like, I could totally do this. So I like just started looking it up on my own and I found some apps. My first episode ever was a pillow fort with my cell phone. And I'd like called this dude and just recorded the conversation and I put it out there. And I put some clips up on Facebook and these people are like, you should run with this. And it felt right. And the more I had people on my shows, the more like I just got like this passion for doing it and meeting new people. I've had people on from around the world, just like you have, Jah. I mean, it's how many opportunities you have to just talk to somebody on the other end of the planet. It's great.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
good
cool.
feeling.
That's what social media provides for us.
Yeah. I think it's a love-hate relationship with social media though, because I feel like if you're not interacting with the platforms and the platforms stop interacting with you or giving you the exposure, which I don't like. Like I rely on the people more than the platforms. But if you're not kind of doing like this equal, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain like a balance between the two, then the platforms don't really give you the push. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jah,
I
you
hear you.
seem like you're thinking.
Me, no, I personally was just allowing you guys to speak, but I don't get into all that, man. My mind doesn't go there. So when I'm hearing you say this, a few things go through my mind, like,
Mm.
I don't really have much of an opinion because I utilize it in the way that it works and how it helps me. Everything else is irrelevant.
That's fair. That's
So
great.
I've definitely utilized social media in my benefit because I used it to learn Facebook for years. The fact that people are taking the time to write messages and to stop and read them, like it's powerful. And
Mm.
then when you resonate with people from across the world and you find their truth line up with yours, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, social media has been great. Sure, it takes up a lot of my time, but what else do we got here, bro? Like, we get to use this time however we want.
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that. That's good.
yeah, man. How else can you spread a message and whatever the way you can with social media?
Oh, I agree. I definitely agree. And another thing for you, John, like the way that you do your shows, it's like the people give you the exposure because you give them the opportunity to be seen or heard.
Yeah, that's kind of the benefit to it, right? So,
Mm.
together we rise. So, once we actually try helping each other and put it into action, we become that much more stronger. So, I bring 10 people and you bring another 10 people, and those people bring another 10 people. You find even one in the bunch that's about it, willing to follow through
Right.
and fight the world with you, then you're going to conquer some cool stuff.
Right.
Yep. It's accurate. I love it. All right, you guys ready for the next one?
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
It says there is no angry way to say bubbles.
Bullshit.
Do you think you can say it angrily?
Yes. Absolutely.
That's bubbles.
I don't think I've ever had an experience where bubbles pissed me off though.
Man. Unless someone was like blowing a mashy with one of those bubble guns. I don't know if you guys got a big brother, but
Yeah. But I think you'd be more pissed at the person rather than the bubbles.
right? Damn. No, fuck them bubbles, dude. No way.
You never
It's a
done
weapon.
nothing to
They're
you.
being weaponized.
Queen Good Vibes just said, what?
Just saying, dude.
I think the only time I'd ever be mad at bubbles is if I went through a car wash and for some reason my window rolled down and a bunch of those bubbles and suds came in. Then I might be a little irritated with
Right.
the bubbles.
That's like a mad at yourself thing, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I don't think you could ever directly be angry at bubbles.
At bubbles. Damn. Shy, you ever get mad at a bubble, dude?
Yeah.
Oh,
When
the
that
bubble
little
we get
kid
trapped
comes
in.
up to you and you're sitting there, you're deep into a scrolling session, and all of a sudden that little kid just comes up and blows it all up in your face. Yeah.
Hey, dude.
But see, that's the
And
kid,
you
right?
can't get
It's not
mad
the
but
bubble.
no, you can't get mad at the kid. Come
For being
on
a
The
kid.
now.
bubbles,
That's fair.
dude.
That's fair.
Kid's just a kid. If they didn't make those damn bubbles, you wouldn't have got bubbles to the eyeball.
But the bubble made that kid happy.
Don't do that.
I mean, let's be real here. That kid's being he's having a good time blowing those bubbles in your face.
Not a good time for me.
And then he's like,
So
Dad,
you're
that bubble
telling me to
was
turn
big
the other
in your
cheek.
face, dude. Like he was so just mesmerized about how big that bubble that he just blew was, and you were pissed off at the bubble.
Man, he'll never blow a bubble again.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Bubbles are not allowed any longer.
That's right.
All right. So yeah, I mean, this was more just comical. There was no. I don't really think that there's a lot of reality like lessons to learn from this, but yeah, I had to throw it in. What do we got here? I think we got like 3 more to go. Next one says the smart thing is to prepare for the unexpected. How do you guys feel about that statement?
So, how do I feel about that statement?
Right.
I think that if you prepare to be your best self every day, you will already be prepared for the unexpected.
I like it.
So I guess
I
that
like
is the smart thing to do.
Right.
Great fortune. Great fortune.
That's a good one. Yeah. No, so for me, like, I think, you know, always strive to do the best, but know that, you know, the outcome really doesn't matter as long as you're doing what you want to do as the best that you could do it. Does the rest of it really matter?
No, man. I think it's important not to over prepare though, because it might give your mind, it might, trap it on one thing when there's endless things that could happen for you,
Yeah. That's fair.
Boom. And you got love guiding you the whole way if you're doing it right.
through the
So
murky
all that
waters,
comes
dude.
up, you're going to be able to just
Exactly, bro. What's up?
That's good. Yeah, this is a good one.
Love.
I agree. Queen Good Vibes, throwing out some love. Thank you so much. Gotta give you some acknowledgement as you tune in throughout the show. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far. We're just kind of cruising along here.
She's obviously the GOAT.
Oh yeah, man.
Like, Queen
Is that
Good Vibes.
Is that her name on TikTok as well?
Yes.
Okay.
And
all right, we probably already follow each other.
Is absolutely amazing. She has wonderful comments. So me personally, I love the chat, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know we have the panel cracking, but the chat,
that's where it's at, man.
Yeah, I see you just cruising through the chat, man. You, no matter who's talking, you're looking at that chat.
And it's what's weird is I'm surprisingly enough able to, for the most part, follow both.
Yeah.
At times it gets rough, but
does it depend on your state of mind?
Yes, very much so.
That's
and
fair.
The conversation.
That's true, and how deep it gets.
Yeah, and how interested I am.
Yeah. All right, this next one says comfort zones are most often expanded through discomfort.
Yeah, you can learn to adapt.
I love it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can you give an example of a time that you found comfort through your discomforts?
Oh, I could go for days with this. I'll let you go first, Brodie.
Many ways. Incarceration. You learn how to adapt in any situation that you get put through that you haven't been through before. At least I do. Man, new places, new jobs. You learn that you can be social anywhere once you have enough moves. Yeah, man. There's endless ways for sure.
Yeah, I can say that for me, the day that I cut my family out of my life, and it sucks to have to say this, but my eyes kind of opened. Like I felt like I was held back, and I can't really explain why I felt that way, but I did. And then the minute that I was like, you know what, I'm done. You know, I'm gonna go do me. I don't know. I felt like all this weight was off of me, and I just ran with it ever since.
I think it's one of the best things you could do for yourself is put yourself in situations that make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I do it constantly. As a matter of fact, the last 2 presentations I did, so I do presentations for all grades in school for social issues and mental issues and stuff. And this last session, 6-week session, has been with 5th graders. So I started tying my hair up so it would be like all over the place, where when I'm around people, I get a little uncomfortable because of what they may think. And why, I don't know, okay? So that's what goes on. So when I'm walking around with that bun and those kids are like, oh, dude, cool hair, I'm like, ooh, yeah. So next thing I know, I'm feeling a little more confident, a little more stronger with who I am.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, and people in the comments are always giving you like compliments on how you look, man.
Yeah, it's surprising to me, honestly.
So do you expect to get more backlash than you do compliments? Because you get a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
compliments.
I know. It's interesting. It's really interesting to me.
It's that love, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's what it
so
is.
with your look and the dreads and the beard, like it obviously has meaning to you. So like you talk about kind of like going into these situations, feeling a little uncomfortable. What about it makes you uncomfortable?
So the way we are raised in this society and the things that we're taught to believe about our appearance and our actions are quite distorted from reality. So when I finally realized I could be myself and not worry what other people think, that's a whole lot of unlearning. And
Yeah.
when you're walking into places and being judged for being a shaggy looking dude who doesn't groom himself, you never know what to expect. Not to mention, remember, you're stealing somebody's culture when this is just how I was born.
Right.
So there's so much to it, right?
Yeah.
But it
And people
helps.
and people don't know. People don't know your story. They don't know you. They just judge by that appearance. I can understand that.
Do you?
All right, let's keep going. Having a hell of a time here with you guys. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Hell yeah,
Uh,
bro.
Yes,
be
keeping it lit.
cautious while walking in darkness alone.
Oh man, the shadow people might get you. Uh-oh.
Are we gonna go there right now?
We can. If you guys want to go there, we can.
If you know, you know. You
That's
know.
And
fair.
if you don't, catch us on one of my lives.
uh,
Y'all.
so let's talk about the physical darkness. If you go in to a dark room, or you're approaching a dark room or a dark hallway, do you guys sort of get that feel of being like held back, like almost like you're bracing for something?
So you want us to be physical?
Yeah, we're talking about a
Okay.
physical room, like a physical
Okay.
space that you're going into, like a basement or a hallway or a room, like, and you're walking into it. Do you get sort of that, like, brace yourself kind of vibe going into it, or no?
What do you get, Brody?
I get my phone out of my pocket and use the flashlight immediately.
That's right. Immediately. Or just turn
Yep.
around and walk the other way.
There's so many ways around it, dude.
Then your
Yeah.
phone's like dead, and you're like, "This was just at
Mm.
80%. What happened?"
Hey,
All I know is we are not
lighters.
going in that dark alone.
I'm still scared of the dark, dude. I'm
You
31 years
know?
old.
Right.
I'm all good.
Yeah, I actually
That's
use
right.
this when I'm talking about like the paranormal and whether you believe it or not. This is a great example because like if people say that they kind of feel on edge going into a dark space, that means that they feel the something. Hey, look, my spotlight's doing well. It means that you have a feel of something is possible within that darkness.
Yeah.
So at some form or another, you believe in the idea of something happening in that darkness.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
fall or a
believe
monster's gonna get me.
there's going to be something on that floor and I'm going to trip over it.
A Lego
That
or
Lego,
something,
wasn't
dude.
that on one of your
Oh,
shows the other day?
yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
said a Lego. You know
Man,
that's why they charge so much for those Legos, for those attorneys that get sued by the parents that step on them.
hey man, I don't blame the parents. Those things are weapons.
I
All
blame
right.
the parents for buying them.
There you go.
Hey, I mean, I loved them when I was a kid. I can't be mad at the kids for wanting to play with them. All
Those
right,
people
next
that
up.
get wicked good at them are fucking wild.
Oh yeah, man. There's a Lego land here in Kansas City, and it's amazing what they can
Word.
do. This next one says it could be better, but it's good enough. How do you feel about this?
There's a positive and negative way to look at it, like
Yeah,
to say it.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I think people think this way. I don't think that it's a good way to see life.
No, I mean it could be it could be good.
Right.
Like it could be said in a way like it could be better, but it just is like good enough. Like I'm cool with
Right.
that. Or you could be like, man, could be better, dude. You know,
What you got, Jah?
that's whack, but can't be mad, dude.
No, you can't be. I mean, you really can't. I mean, I think to push for better is always great because I don't think good enough has to be the answer. You know, if you want it to be better, make it better.
But it's good enough is a cop out. If you're not satisfied and it could be better, then it's your fault. It's not better. So figure it out and
Mic
make
drop.
it good enough and stop
That's a mic
making
drop.
excuses.
It's gonna cause some. It's gonna need some sacrifices made. You know, sometimes.
It's hard to do, bro.
It is hard,
brother.
Oh, it's hard.
So especially when you're in the heat of it, you know, like right now, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, it could be better. It's not good enough. So let's go.
But do you have the mindset going into things of what it's gonna be rather than where it's at? Does that make any sense?
Like a manifestation thing?
Sense.
Yeah, like manifesting what you want it to be. Like, hey, like I know where this is gonna end up, and I'm gonna run this like that's where it's at already.
Man, I try to think that way for sure. Sometimes I definitely get caught up in the heat of the moment, and
I think that's just humanity. I mean, we have that primitive mind. It's just getting past that mindset.
It's about being mindful and being present right now. You know, if you can stay conscious throughout your moves in the day and not go autopilot and do habits and certain behaviors, you know.
Or you just go out and be it, right?
Right.
There you go.
Live it.
Yeah.
So instead of telling people, oh, I would love to be I don't know.
Better person.
You know what? Yeah.
You know.
He went straight there.
It's usually what it is, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Honestly, I lost track.
Hey, Jah, have you had the experience yet where you've met somebody that found you on TikTok, but you ran into them in person?
I've had people that know me be like, "Oh, so you're doing TikTok at night, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, how do you know?" Like, "Oh, I saw you on there." And surprisingly enough, they're always great comments. I'm like, "Oh." 'Cause the hardest people to tell about it are the people you know. You know, like
that's
your
true.
acquaintances, your coworkers, your people you volunteer with. Like those are the hardest people to tell.
Right.
There's a social responsibility that comes with it, right?
Right.
You know.
Queen Good Vibe says the hardest thing to do is unlearn behavior, but well worth it.
Breaking the
It
chains.
is very hard. Yes.
Right. Yes.
Jah
That's
does
good.
it. He
That's a good
breaks
point.
shackles.
No more shackles. No more lampshades.
Yes.
And how does he break it? With love. Yeah.
Got to resonate with that love, man. Well, guys, I hope that you guys really enjoyed this. This is
could have been better, but it's good enough.
You know, it's that's a hell of a way to end this, Jah. So, what do you guys feel like as we wrap this up? Do you have any messages you want to give people, or that you'd like to send out there? Brodie, I'll give you the platform first here.
Oh man, stay bright.
If you were a fortune cookie, what message would they pull out of you?
Dude, my main saying should be in a fortune cookie, bro. Stay bright for the lampshades, buddy.
I've seen that on all of your socials. What does that mean?
There's always going to be something trying to dim you, you know. So you have to shine your light and look at those things as a lampshade, you know. They're trying to darken your room, you know. Don't use them. Don't have them around you. Just be your light and shine it.
Yeah.
Stay bright for the lampshades, dude.
That's great. I feel like that should be an album cover.
Word.
What you got, Jah?
Mine would be very simple. It would say, "Seek Rastafari." Go ahead.
What is it about like the music and stuff that you love so much? Because I know that you sort of embrace it.
So it brings you back to the root of life and how we live here on this earth since creation. And it all is built on the foundation of love. And that's the truth. And in order for us to be one as a people again, is to get back to the roots of creation. And when you seek Rastafari and the teachings of the people that have shared the message, you will find those roots and that love.
That's good. I like that.
So
I like that a
why.
lot. So the biggest one for me is pretty simple. It's comical, but it actually has a lot of weight behind it. If you have an issue, here's a tissue. And I've heard that many times. But like my thing is that I speak to talk, and I speak to talk to people, and I'm fine with having a conversation. But if you're just gonna like attack what I'm saying or something like that, just move on. You know?
Yeah, we like to call it reasoning,
Right. And I'm fine with reasoning with people. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you have those people out there that don't want to reason, and especially on social media, you get a lot of kickback from people, and it's like, man, if you just go to another, scroll on, man.
They would never say it to you.
No. In person, no.
Ever. Ever.
What did that Eugene guy? He says the fat, or no, Bob said the fat guy that you'd leave behind. That they're those guys. They're those guys.
Those guys, dude.
All right, hey Brodie and Jah, I appreciate you guys so much for being on the show tonight, and everybody that's tuning in or will be tuning in. You can find this on Spotify and Apple here in about 2 days' time, and you'll find clips on all social media platforms within the next 24 hours, I'm sure. So, thank you both so much for coming on tonight. I appreciate
no problem, brother.
Thank you for having us, man.
Yeah, of course. This was a great time, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you both here in the next couple of hours on Jah's show.
Hell yeah,
God
dude.
bless.
Have a good night, everybody.